Om Yogis, welcome to a practice today with the owl. Let's just begin sitting and just keeping your shoulders nice and still and nice and set without holding them with any tension. So relaxed but still. Just turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And come back to center when you're ready. Now keep your head completely still. So look at something in front of you, keep your head completely still, and just turn your shoulders to the left. And then bring your shoulders back to center. And then turn your shoulders to the right. So we're going to be doing a lot of this kind of movement today, working primarily with the area of the neck. And I'd just like you to get a sense of stabilizing the shoulders to move the head. So you can do that again. Stabilize your shoulders and turn your head to each side. And then stabilizing the head to move the shoulders. And then there's one more that we can do here. As we take the head to the left, we can take the shoulders to the right gently. And when we move both together, this is the most extreme version of this kind of range of motion that the neck has got. So please be extra sensitive to your body when you are moving both parts at the same time. And let's lie down now on the mat with all of that in mind. Bring your body to the mat, and you might want to turn your head to the left and turn your head to the right, and just become aware of any kind of stickiness around your neck and upper back. I have to say that for me personally, this area of my body is the most likely to feel jammed. I get a lot of stagnation in the area of the neck and jaw for me. So make sure that your jaw is not impeding your ability to move your neck. Let your jaw be relaxed. And then come to stillness. And as human beings, we can easily find ourselves in a pattern or patterns of strain through the neck. And this comes mostly from being kind of led by the brain, led by the intellect. The pattern of life that most of us lead, where we're on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It leads us into this kind of physical habit of, taking our head and neck first. So for today, we're going to kind of wind that neck back in. One of my favorite sayings really is kind of wind your neck in. And we're really going to embody that today in this practice. With the owl in mind, that I think it's 270 degree turn of the head that some owls can make. And it's said of sort of owl magic and the energy of the owl is not afraid to look for truth. It has this superior vision. So when we work today, I would really like you guys to move to the truth of your body as it is today. and really be wise in your practice. Stay with the truth. So feeling the truth of your body in Shavasana. Just see what your state is today, how you are. And let's take the awareness down to the sacrum, the lower, very low back, tailbone, pelvis, and just feel how this area of the body is today. And as you focus your awareness, let yourself get quiet. And then gently bring your awareness up into your lower back, your lumbar spine. And feel this area. Just asking the question, how is this area of my back today? Whatever you find in there, add breath, add awareness. Knowing breath and awareness equals love, equals healing. And then let's bring the attention to the thoracic spine, the upper back, of the largest portion of the spine here. It's asking the thoracic spine, how are you? It can be one of the most difficult areas of the spine to actually access. So really let your awareness fall deeply into your mid-spine now. Beautiful. And then finally coming up to your cervical spine, which is the area of your neck. Notice if your jaw is impeding on this area, if there's any holding or gripping in the jaw. See if you can let that go and become aware, sensing the very small vertebrae of the neck, the delicate structure of the neck. Just making a little pledge to your neck today that you won't overdo it and you will take good care of this sensitive, delicate, important area of the body. Bring all of your attention and all of your breath to this area. Knowing that attention equals love, equals healing. This class today is quite a therapeutic class with the neck, but although it is gentle in its appearance, it is quite intense on this area, so make sure that you're in truth with this area of your body today as you practice. And truth being one of the main qualities of owl magic, the ability to see the truth. So we'll start now by taking some variations of bridge pose. So bring the soles of your feet to the mat, your knees are bent. And we're going to bring one arm up. Bring it up and overhead, and as you bring your arm up, you turn your head away from the shoulder that is raised. And lower the hips as the arm comes down, the head comes back to center. As you lower the arm, stabilize the shoulder, anchor it down. And then inhale, bring your other arm up and overhead. And turn the head to the opposite direction. Now it's entirely up to you, depending on the truth of your neck and shoulders today, as to whether you move the arm and then move the head, or whether you move the arm and the head together. Take as many breaths as you need to get the most out of these movements. So we'll go through the movement again. We're lifting the hips, we're bringing one arm up, and it can come straight up and over your head, or you can play around with taking it out into sort of a circle to bring it up. And as the arm comes up, the head turns away. And we're just taking this movement at our own pace. And then come back to stillness. We're going to do the same thing. So bring the arm up, but keep the head in the center. And the hips come up, the head is centered. And as you bring the arm and the hips down, the head turns away. And the shoulder stabilizes. So as the arm comes up and the hips come up, the head centers. As the arm comes down and the hip comes down, the head turns away from whatever arm you're working with. The shoulder stabilizes, and you'll feel a nice opening through your neck here, hopefully. So keep going with that. Moving in truth to the truth and wisdom of your body. Discern what is wise for you. We never want to push when we're doing yoga. We never want to overdo anything and injure ourselves. There is a saying that goes, yoga never hurt anyone. It's the ego wanting to kind of go too far too quick. So check in with that. Move with discernment. Trusting that although this movement might seem small, you will receive what is relevant. You will receive what is relevant. And come back to center when you're ready. And let's come to all fours now. We're going to do a little variation of cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift the heart, then lift the chin. And as you exhale, sit back towards child's pose. But draw your chin in towards your throat and stabilize your shoulders as you come into child's pose. And then inhale back to all fours. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, draw the chin in. Stabilize the shoulders and sit back towards your heels. Now there's a big difference between creating stability in the shoulders and creating tension. Be aware that you're not mixing this up. I know I certainly do. And again, trust that from this movement, you are receiving what is relevant for you. By being in truth with your body today, you will receive more of what is relevant. So we're carrying on with this movement. Inhaling, lifting the chin. Exhaling, sitting back to child's pose, drawing the chin in towards the throat, lengthening the back of the neck, stabilizing the shoulders. Keeping the shoulders nice and stable as you open the chest, open the throat, coming back up. Check in with the hinge of your jaw regularly during this practice. We don't want any tension in the jaw to impede the mobility of the neck and upper back. Beautiful. And then come back to center, you guys, and come onto your knees and kind of kneel up. So lift your bottom so you're kneeling but you're not sitting on your heels. Now take one arm and reach it up towards the ceiling and just let it kind of stretch away from the socket. Keep the head stable as you do this. And we're going to take the other arm, to the sacrum with the palm facing out. So we're stretching through one arm, the other arm is on the sacrum. We're going to circle the arm around, sweep that arm to the sacrum, so both arms are on the sacrum, palms facing out. And as you do this, come down towards the floor and turn your head away from the arm that you're moving, bringing your temple and cheek to the floor. So it's similar to the other one. Inhaling, come back, the arm comes up. We'll do the same arm, so just work with one arm. As you inhale, stretch the arm. As you exhale, circle the arm around to the sacrum, coming down with the face towards the floor, bringing your cheek to look the opposite way to the arm that you're working with. Keep going with that. And as you bring the cheek to the floor, be sure that you're not tipping your top shoulder up. So try to keep your shoulders square and stable, and then you'll feel this lovely stretch happening through the neck. Gorgeous. And let's swap arms now and repeat that exercise on the second side. So your arm stretches up and circles around as you bend the knees. Sink the hips back towards the toes, but don't sit down. And bring the temple and cheek to the floor, looking away from the arm that you're working with. Keeping both shoulders parallel as you come down. Work with your breath, inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you go down. But if you need to stop between rounds and just take extra breath, then do that. Move as slowly and gently as you might need to. Stay in truth with your body. Trust the truth of your body. Trust that you are receiving what is relevant when you are in truth. You're receiving the knowledge that is relevant to you when you are in truth. And this makes that way more powerful, way more concentrated than trying to do everything at once. Gorgeous. And then when you're ready, finish that movement and come to stand. Again, as we stand, we're going to take one arm to the sacrum, one hand to the sacrum. Your palm faces out. Your other arm can reach up. Up, up, up. And you can really take that really nice stretch. And then take chair pose here. As you take chair pose, the arm that you're working with will come forward, sort of parallel to the floor. And at this point, stabilize the shoulders without creating tension. Now release your chair pose and come into a forward fold, letting that arm that you're working with come to the floor, or come to, as near to the floor as it wants to. And now soften the neck, soften the back of the neck. And draw the shoulder blades gently away from your neck. And then come back to chair. The arm that you're working with is parallel to the floor. The shoulders stabilize here. And then all the way back up, stretching the arm to the ceiling. And just work one side like you did before, so you can really get a feeling for how one of your shoulders is working at a time. So stay with the side that you're on. Coming into chair, the arm comes forward. Folding through, the arm comes to the floor. And coming back through chair to stand. Each time you come into chair, stabilize your shoulders. And as you fold, soften your neck. As you reach up, feel your shoulder coming a little bit out of the back as the arm raises. So as you're standing and the arm raises, the shoulder comes out of the back, and then plug it back in to your shoulder as you come into chair. Just stay with this movement. Checking in with the hinge of your jaw, that it's not infringing on the motion of your body or the suppleness of your neck. Lovely. And then next round, when you come up to stand, swap your arms. So your other arm will reach up out of the sort of shoulder socket a little bit. Well, not literally out, but that way, you know what I mean. And then we're bringing the arm forward as we come into chair, stabilize the shoulders without creating tension. And to release chair, we come into a forward fold. Let the arm come to the floor, soften the neck. Gently pull the shoulder blades up the back, away from the neck, or down the back. And then come back to chair. Arm is parallel to the floor, shoulders stabilize. And then back to standing, reach up. As you come back into chair, plug that shoulder back in each time. Just feel how that shoulder is for you today. Gorgeous. And then come out of that, finish that last round that you're on. And grab a block, you guys. But if you've done part 1, we have a block, and we're going to come into triangle. So use a block because today we're not working so much on the legs or opening the hamstrings and the hips particularly. We are more working with this pose just to find that mobility in the shoulder and neck. Now once you find triangle, your most comfortable version of triangle today, we're going to bring the top arm up and over. So your forearm lines up, your upper arm, lines up with your ear, and your fingers point towards the top of your mat as best you can. And from here, you can look to the fingers and just lift your chin ever so slightly. Now as you exhale, semicircle your arm towards the back of your mat and look down towards the floor. Inhale, turn the palm up, semicircle your arm back up towards the top of your mat and look up towards your fingers. Exhale, semicircle the arm towards the bottom of your mat and look down towards the floor. You feel how much space gets created here as you do this. And this is the movement, so we're going to just work with this for a few more breaths. And remind yourself of at the start of this practice, how we had this choice of stabilizing the shoulders and then moving the neck, or keeping the head still while the shoulders move. So stabilize the head as you move the shoulders, or head and shoulders move at the same time. Now, depending on how your body feels today, you can choose one of those options. So it might be that your head is happy to move at the same time as your hand, or it might be that you need to get your arm into position and then gently move the head. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I just want out now of this side. So let's come on out of that and come to triangle on the other side. And we're going to take the same movement on the other side, but remember, we are asymmetrical beings, and one side is always a little bit stiffer than the other. So work sensibly and wisely as the arm comes over. We can look at the fingers and lift the chin. And as we exhale, the arm comes to point towards the back of the mat and we look to the ground. Either moving the head and shoulder in tandem with each other together, or moving the head and shoulder separately, depending on the feeling sensation in the neck, the truth of the neck, the truth of the body. We use this movement to create space. This movement is simple and teaches us a lot. So it has these qualities of simplicity, learning, and we observe silently. If I would shut up for 5 minutes, I'm sorry guys. The feeling of the body. And these are all qualities of the owl. Beautiful. Now come out of that side, so finish up. Oh, excuse me, hiccup. Finish up on that side. Gorgeous. And separate your feet so you're setting yourself up for a wide-legged fold. And we're going to come into this fold with a flat back. So as you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, slide your hands down your legs and fall forward. You can have a block or 2 or 3 blocks in front of you for this, if that helps to bring the floor nearer. But we don't need them actually at this point. We're folding forward, and as we inhale, we're going to halfway lift. And as you exhale, fold in again. So it's a familiar movement. Inhale, come all the way up. Now exhale, fold in, and notice if you are jutting your chin forward, wind your neck in. Lovely little owls. So bring the chin in as you fold in. And as you halfway lift, extend through the thoracic spine and heart first. And then just lift the chin to match that extension. And exhale, chin comes back in, fold through. Inhale, keep the chin in neutral. Wind your neck in as you rise up. Take any extra breaths that you need, but this is the movement that we're working with. So we're keeping the hands coming up and down the backs of the legs. We inhale, lift the chest. Lift the gaze to match the chest. And then exhale, chin comes in, come into that fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Open your top spine and lift the chin to match, so there's a feeling of space. And then exhale, chin comes in, fold through. Let's just do this one more time on your own, so you're inhaling, coming up to stand, and then doing another round when you're ready. Working with the truth of your body today. Adapt this movement if you need to. Beautiful. And then on your next fold forward, stay in the fold. And if you have blocks in front of you, you can put your hands on blocks. If you want to grab your toes or grab your ankles, you can do this. But in this fold, let's create maximum space through the upper spine. So again, wind your neck in. Breathe your shoulders broad. If you need to bend the knees a little today, that's okay, because we're working really with the area of the upper back. Just hold your intellect in. Wind your neck in, lovelies. Beautiful. Let's inhale, lift the chest, extend more through the spine, lift the gaze to match that. Exhale, fold in again. Hands come to the hips, and we're going to inhale all the way up. Slowly does it. And grab your block. Sorry, I should have said bring the block with you if you've got one. So everybody grab a block at this point. Again, it's a bit like doing that triangle. We want to make use of the block so we're not working so hard with the legs. And we can really bring our awareness into the upper body. Okay, so we've got the block and we're standing with our legs apart, as if we're going to do a wide leg forward fold, which we are. And we're going to take the block in one hand and take our arms up to shoulder height. And we're just going to twist and bring that block to the floor. And as you twist, your free arm will reach towards the ceiling. And you can look down to the floor now and twist a little more through your navel. So you're standing with your legs wide, one hand is on a block, other hand up to the ceiling and twisting here. Now, being really kind of respectful of the area of your neck and upper back, just slowly see how it feels to stretch the arm over the head like you did in triangle, so your ear lines up with your upper arm. You can see how that feels here. And if it's okay for your neck to do so, you can just turn your head and look at your fingers. Lovely. And then semicircle the arm back to center. So bring your arm back to center. Sorry, not semicircle, just bring your arm back to its original position. Bring your chin in and stabilize your neck. Sort of like coming towards Jalandhara Bandha. And your head is looking down, sorry. And then do that again. So the arm comes in line with the ear. You can look to the fingers. And then the arm comes back towards the ceiling. We look down towards the ground. Stabilize the neck. Bring the chin in. Wide through the collarbones. Lower belly supports. And there's length in the neck. And just play around with that here. So you can just move your arm separately to your head if you like, or you can move your head separately to your arm. Just working with one side at a time as before. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, come back to center and just prepare yourself to come up, and very gently come on up. Swap the block, and then we're coming down to the other side. So to begin, the top arm is reaching towards the ceiling, and we look down and feel that twist through the navel supporting this. The arm comes over the head, we look at the fingers, and then back to center, and we look back down. Overhead, looking at the fingers, and back to center, looking back down to the floor. You can even play around with looking up towards your top arm. Check in with the hinge of your jaw. Check that this isn't sort of infringing on your neck's ability to be soft and to move. Be wide through your collarbones. Feel length through your neck. You know, you're creating this kind of Jalandhara Bandha as you pull the chin in, and length through the back of the neck, but we don't want to overemphasize that and turn that into tension. So be very, very aware, very soft, and really remember to breathe into this area of your body as you work with it. Beautiful. And then prepare yourself to come back up to stand. And when you're ready, gently bring yourself back to standing. We're going to stand now with the legs, the feet underneath the hips. So narrow your stance. Bring one hand to your sacrum with your palm out as before. And your other arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So it's like a little sort of hug of the other arm towards the ear. As you kind of stretch it out of that kind of socket of the shoulder, sort of, kind of, not really. Now let's fold forward, come into fold, and as you fold, the chin comes in and everything sort of sets nicely into the back. And then come halfway. Now before you lift your chin, open your chest. Let your arm come halfway too. And just extend your head in line with that opening. And come back into your fold, chin comes in. And then on the next inhale, all the way back up to stand. Reach that same arm up, work with the same arm. Come into your fold, keep the chin in, wind your neck in. Come halfway, chest lifts to lift the chin. So we're not leading with the gaze so much. And then back in, not leading with the intellect, more leading with the heart. And then inhale back up to stand. And just do this on your own now, taking extra breaths if you need them. Trusting the truth of your body. When you dive deep into the truth of your body, you will receive sort of all the therapeutics that are relevant for you today. If we wish we had a different body and push too hard, instead of the practice being a therapeutic experience, it can create more problems. So trust the truth of your body. And when you come to stand next time, swap your arms and do the same exercise. Reaching, folding, chin in, halfway, chest and chin lifts, arm is stable, shoulder is stable, folding in, chin in, and then back to stand, everything neutral, everything kind of set nicely in. Couple more rounds on your own, you guys. Lots of breath into this area. Beautiful. And then finish up when you're ready. And come down to your mat. And let's lie down. Gorgeous. So we're lying on the floor and we're going to come back to the beginnings of things with bridge pose. So set yourself up for bridge. And with your arms now, take your hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers, turn your palms away from you and push your hands out towards the ceiling. Lovely. Now, we're going to inhale, bring the hips up. And as you exhale, push the hands away from you and bring the hips down. Keep the chin in. So inhale, bring the hips up, sort of let a bit of slack come into your arms here. And as you exhale, push the palms away. Chin stays in. Unwind. Come back to neutral. And this is the movement that we're doing here. Add a ton of breath, you guys, and work to the truth of your body today. It's the first step towards wisdom, is embracing the truth. You know, sense the small vertebrae around the neck, sense the sense the muscles around your shoulders that can be kind of really overwrought, and work with respect to that, adding a lot of breath, a lot of awareness, a lot of attention. Breath, awareness, attention equals love. You are loving yourself in this moment when you give yourself this time, and you are healing yourself. Check in with the hinge of your jaw as you continue with this bridge motion. Check that you are not influencing the movement with any kind of holding of the jaw. Close your eyes. And just do one more here. Lovely. And then we're going to roll to the belly. So just bring yourself to your belly. Bring your hands to your sacrum again, this familiar position, backs of the hands against the sacrum with the palms up. We're going to come into Ardha Shalabhasana, half locust. So as one leg raises, raise one leg behind you. Now take your opposite arm, whichever one that is, and just bring it out away from your sacrum, out to your side. Turn your palm down, and then bring your hand into a cactus shape. Stabilize your shoulders as you lift your chest and opposite leg. And exhale, come out of that. Return to neutral position, both hands on the sacrum, both legs down, head down. And we'll do that again. So lift the other leg, or you can go same leg if you like. Do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. And lift the opposite arm into a cactus shape, stabilizing through your shoulders. Create space through your neck. You watch that you're not kind of over craning your neck. Pull the chin in a little bit. And exhale, come down, and just work with that on your own. And don't worry if your movements seem a little bit clunky or smaller than you prefer. Stay with the truth of your body and trust the truth of your body. Trust that you will receive what is relevant for you, what is most relevant. And this is that beautiful owl wisdom that goes straight, has that super kind of like intellect, that super kind of foresight to go straight into the truth and glean the knowledge that is relevant, so concentrated, intensified, and way more useful. And these small movements contain everything that will be relevant for a therapeutic impact in your body today if you are moving with truth and respect. Okay, enough of that. Lie down on your belly and just breathe now. And you can turn your head to one side and just rest on your cheek. Breathe into your belly, relax your lower back. Gorgeous. And then turn your head to the other side. Lovely. Come back to center and come to seated. Sit yourself up onto your heels. And be sure as not to overarch your lower back here. So send your tailbone down a little bit. And we're going to bring the right arm behind the back, the left arm up and over for cow-faced arms, Gomukhasana arms. You can use a strap or you can interlace your fingers here. Take your time getting into it. Move with your truth. So we don't want to kind of create strain. We want to allow the body to do what it can. And from here, let's fold forward over the knees. So it's like a little sort of child's posy-ish thingy with the lower body. Bring the forehead to the floor and just feel and breathe. So feel your breath moving underneath your shoulders, around your shoulders. And you'll know if you're not quite there on the interlace, because this will be too much and you'll need a strap. So move in truth. Let's concentrate the healing impact of this class by really being in truth with the self. Beautiful. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, bring yourself back to seated and release your arms. And you can circle your shoulders, you can circle your arms, you can wiggle it out. And then when you're ready, we're doing the same thing on the other side. So your left arm will come behind your back and your right arm over, or just the other side if you've gone another way. And let's fold forward. Bringing the forehead to the mat when you get there. Breathing and feeling. Check in with the hinge of your jaw. Wind your neck in. Bring yourself back to you. And see yourself like the owl. See yourself with this superior vision. See yourself superbly. You know yourself better than anyone. So trust in your truth. Your truth, your personal truth will take you to wisdom. And take another couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, come on out. Come on up. And now let's interlace the fingers. You can circle the arms, sorry guys, or you can wiggle it out. And when you've released that pose sufficiently, let's interlace the fingers behind the back and take both hands to your left waist. And from here, let's gently move the elbows towards one another. Close your eyes and just feel the truth of this movement in your body. Breathe into it. Release the hinge of your jaw. Gorgeous. And then just let your elbows relax a little bit and bring your hands to the other side of your waist, so to your right waist. And begin again, moving the elbows towards one another. Be sure as not to overarch your lower back. Be sure as to trust your truth. Wind your neck in, you guys, if you notice that you're kind of head on a stalk. Bring it back. And breathe. Gorgeous. And then bring yourself out of that. So release the elbow press. Bring yourself out. Keep your hands interlaced, but bring both hands now to the sacrum. And bend your elbows. And start to just work your forearms together as best you can. Close your eyes and really bring all of your awareness inside, so you can feel and discern for yourself what is good sensation and what is not. Be sure as not to create any tension with this movement through the area of your upper back and neck. Release the hinge of your jaw. See yourself superbly with superior vision, like the owl. The fact of the matter is, you know you better than anyone else on this planet. And it's not a bad thing to remember this for any time when you're learning yoga or you're in a yoga class, that, you know, the teacher is there to guide you, but you know you. So trust your body. Trust the truth of your body. Lovely. And then you can release this pose and come to lie on your back. Now shift your hips a little over to the right and straighten your left leg. Place your right foot on your left thigh. Bring your arms in line with your shoulders, either into a wide T or a cactus shape. And just twist so your knee comes over to the left. And just come in and out of this twist a few times on your own here. And then when you're ready, come back into that twist and just stay there. Your left hand can rest on your right thigh, on your top thigh. And we're going to look away from the right arm. Now as you inhale, bring your head to center and circle your arm up so your forearm lines up with your ear. And as you exhale, bring your arm back into that wide T and just look to your fingers. Inhale, arm comes up in line with your ear, head centers. Exhale, arm comes back to the original position and you look at your fingers. Just do this one more time, or a few more times. Closing your eyes, just feeling, discerning what is good sensation. And then when you're ready, come back into that twist, get still, and turn the head away from your arm. Take an inhale here, and exhale, come back to center. Lovely. Now we've shift the hips back to center because they went over to the right, and now take them a little over to the left, straightening your right leg. Press your left foot onto your right thigh. Your arms are in line with your shoulders. And we twist so the knee is coming over and across. I think it's to the right. I hope it's to the right. But you'll know better than me. You'll follow the wisdom of your body. Let's twist in and out a few times here. Adding a ton of breath. Being sure not to create tension in the upper back and neck as you do this. And on your next twist, stay there. We're bringing the right hand to rest on the left thigh, I believe. And we're going to look away from the arm, so we're going to look away from the left arm. Looking away from the outstretched arm. Checking in with the hinge of the jaw. Now as you inhale, the head comes to center and that outstretched arm circles up to the forearm, the upper arm lines with the ear. As you exhale, you bring the arm back to its original position and just follow with the head. Now, of course, you can move your arm and then move your head if this is what is good for the movement pattern in your body, if this is what feels more secure in your body. Inhale, the arm comes up. You stretch long, head centers. Exhale, arm comes out, and you look to the fingers. Just do this a couple more times on your own. And then come back into the twist, and stay in the twist, and turn the head to look away from the outstretched arm, and relax here. Send a ton of breath into this area of the body. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's come back to center when you're ready. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest, rock a little side to side. And just to finish here, we're going to come into this pose which is really for me, it's kind of just embodies this beautiful owl, actually. Let's come to sit and kneel. And we're going to, from a kneeling position, we're going to drop to the left hip. And then we're going to bring the right shin, so find your right shin and bring it to the arch of your left foot. And that just sort of stabilizes the pose here. And now we're going to twist to the left. And you can take your left arm and wrap it around and either take it towards your right waist or your right upper thigh, or you might even be able to grab your right bicep here. Now your right hand comes across the body and the palm faces down, and you kind of snuggle your fingers underneath your left thigh. And you might, if you're holding the bicep and you can't keep that bind, just let it go and keep the left arm where it is. Now look over your right shoulder. Once you find the end point of that twist, look over your right shoulder. This is where we get that kind of very owlish swivel head. Move to the truth of your body there, you guys. Now let that right shoulder sink a little and tilt your head back a little for a sort of optimum stretch. If that's too much, just stay where you were. Breathe. And then just release the bind, bring the head slowly back to center, bring the shoulders slowly back to center, and come back to sitting on your hips. Kneeling. From a kneeling position, we're going to just sit to your right hip. Now bring your left shin to the arch of your right foot. And from here, twist to the left. No, twist to the right. Right, yeah, sorry. And the right arm now comes into whatever position is available, so it can come around the back. You can bring it to the sacrum if you like. You can bring it to the left waist, left upper thigh, or left bicep. Now your left arm is coming across your body, and your palm faces down, and you snuggle the fingers in underneath your right thigh. Now, let's start to look gently over the left shoulder. Allow that shoulder to drop a little and tilt the head back. So you're embodying this kind of owl whose head can move in this incredible way. Breathe, be quiet, be at peace, be attentive, be in truth. Beautiful, and then gently come back to center, unravel yourself slowly, one section at a time, head, then shoulders, then hips. And from here we will come into Shavasana. So we're coming into this aspect of the owl that I haven't really spoken to today, which is this, nighttime creature. This, in the dark is this natural place where the owl will hunt and get food. So please take a really good Shavasana today. Be fed by this pose. Because this practice, although it appears very gentle, is actually very intense for this area. It's really important just to kind of let everything go again at the end. So nice deep breaths, heavy through the shoulders. Release the hinge of the jaw. Set yourself up to be really comfortable for the next sort of at least 10 minutes, but if you can, 20 minutes. And let yourself be fed by this time in the dark. With every exhalation, allow yourself to fall into relaxation, this lunar aspect of the self. Breath by breath, dropping deeper and deeper and deeper into relaxation. Stay as long as possible. All my love, and namaste.